Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Wakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, preaching this word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And I say shalom to your Akim out there. And this is a sit-down lesson for In the News on October the 19th, 2022 at 4 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. And this is a In the News article that I'm about to bring out for October 19th, 2022 on this Wednesday afternoon. And the highlight of this news article, it reads from wallstreetjournal.com. And this is, for today's market. After they had a little 2-day gain, a good solid gain for 2 days of this week. And the highlight of this news article, it reads, stock markets today, Tesla stock falls on earnings. The Dow Jones loses 100 points, negative 100 points. The Wall Street Journal full market coverage. Today's development. Stocks fell Wednesday as investors chew over the latest batch of earnings report, including the executive statement on the health of the economy and the global inflation data. The Dow Jones and S&P 500 and the Nasdaq all end the day lower, halting a 2-day winning streak. Tesla reported third quarter results after market close. Shares fell nearly 4% after hours, catching up on the journal's coverage here. Meanwhile, Prosectors and gambling signals that it's struggling with the strong dollar, while the United Airlines is optimistic about travel demands, which is for the holiday season coming up, that folly day. So like I mentioned before, you're still having signs of the inflation going to continue to go up. The signs of indications increasing more than ever, as we approaching winter and we already into fall, with the gas price is going to consistently goes up. But globally, then I seen another news article about a couple of hours ago. I believe early this morning when I woke up, I seen a news article over there in the UK. They inflation had went back up. I believe at first it was down like 9.1 or 9.2, and it rose back up to 10.1 or 10.2, I believe, as I was, that news article kind of caught my eye. So that shows you increasing indication signs of, once again, the inflation going to increase. And I believe Joe Biden had made an announcement that he, because I mentioned this about the day before yesterday, that he's going to release some oil productions or something like that for affordable gas and affordable, to find maneuvering ways or other alternatives to deflect the inflation, which is highly unlikely it's not going to work, because you still, like I mentioned before, you're still going to have the increase of the inflation, the increase of oil production, of gas prices going to consistently goes up all through this fall and all through this winter, and potentially into next year as well too, of 2023, because not only is this only affect the United States, it's going to affect globally as well too, especially this fall and winter with the constantly consistently gas prices, constantly consisting of the consumer spending, constantly consisting of the inflation going to increase as well too. And the markets had fell, I believe it had like a good early gain a couple of hours ago, and then it had slipped back down, and the Dow Jones was 99 points rather than 100 points, because I just seen it not too long ago. as the market bell rang of New York City Wall Street Exchange. So the Dow Jones, S&P 500, and the Nasdaq all fell lower than expected today, as you have reports coming in of the state of the economy, of the state of the global inflation, the inflation over here in the United States and globally as well too, especially in parts of Europe as well too, with the inflation going to continue to increase, the gas prices and the consumer spending all going to continue to rise and increase, because you have protesters over there in France with they were protesting about the high cost of living. I wouldn't be surprised they have protesters over here in America as well too, with the inflations, with the gas prices, with the cost of living over here as well too. Even though people's Social Security is increasing and they're offering more jobs, even though in their unemployment rate down from 3.7 to 3.5 of the latest data came out, I say about about a week ago. But still, still gotta have inflation throughout the roof, the cost of living throughout the roof, the gas prices throughout the roof, the consumer spending throughout the roof as well too, and then the feds of federal tax, the feds of the federal of Wall Street, they still gonna consistently trying to find ways into alternative maneuvering ways to ease the inflation, but it's highly not gonna happen because the inflation gonna continue to be out the roof. The cost of living and consumer spending is gonna highly increase, especially during these next couple of months, as we are already entering fall into winter as well too. And it's definitely going to affect all throughout globally and here in the United States as well too. So with that, this was just a quick news update for in the news of in regards to the Wall Street, the Dow Jones, S&P 500, and the Nasdaq had all failed after a 2-game winning streak. Now that ended as of today, with the Dow Jones negative 99 points, along with the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq, they all fall after halting a 2-day winning streak. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can just put that on. Thanks. Look like one of those game characters with that fucked up look on his face. Yeah, Salakia for the folly. I was talking to my brother. So yeah, you're gonna have consistently inflation increasing, consumer spending, and continuing gas prices as well too. And like I mentioned before previously in these videos in regards to covering these stories with the Wall Street. I thought she was outside. So I was, as I was covering stories doing previously videos in regards, to the Wall Street and the stocks and the markets and stuff like that. So it's gonna, the market's gonna have good solid gains, a couple of winning streaks. They're gonna crash again. So it's like a seesaw balance scale. That's how the markets is. And then sometimes the markets react to what's going on globally, economically, jobs reports, what the Federal Reserves, if they're gonna increase the federal tax rates, if they make announcements with the jobs reports, the economic reports, the global reports of the economically of these companies and these CEOs and stuff like that. So that's what the stocks kind of react to off of that, if it's going to be a negative gain or a positive gain, So that's how it basically is. So it's an up and down slope of the stocks going to have certain days of winning streaks and negative gains as well too. So it's like a balance, and it reacts off the economy as well too. So with that, once again, like I mentioned before, I hope this lesson was edifying for In the News on October 19th, 2022, on this Wednesday afternoon. Through the Spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahushua. And first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Bakar Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of great wisdom, preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And until next time, I will say shalom and a ball.